Introduction to MySQL database. Database. As the word indicates, a database is basically a base of data, or if you prefer, a set of data with a structure that is similar to real-life situations, stored in computer system, and organized in such a way that it can be quickly searched and information can be rapidly retrieved. It allows you to store any type of information you need, and it can be accessed by any user with the proper rights. MySQL is probably the most popular database management system for web servers, developed in the mid of 1990s. One reason for its success must be the fact that, like PHP, it's free to use. But it's also extremely powerful and exceptionally fast. It can run on even the most basic of hardware. MySQL is also highly scalable, which means that it can grow with your website. The SQL in MySQL stands for Structured Query Language. This language is loosely based on English and also used in other databases such as Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server. SQL designed to allow simple requests from a database via commands, such as select surname from students where name equals Safaa. A MySQL database contains one or more tables. Each of table contains records or rows. Within these rows are various columns or fields that contain the data itself. The entity relationship model. An entity is a real-life object, such as, for example, you, me, we are belongs to the same entity type, humans. An entity type defines a group of entities with the same characteristics, like students, workers. Entities can be related through relationships, usually named as actions. Each entity type has a set of attributes that help define different entities at the same time. For example, first name and email would be attributes of the entity type students. Relationships between entities have a complexity of either one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, or many-to-many. If you have a one-to-one relationship between an entity 1 and entity 2, this means that for each entity of the type entity 1, there will be a single entity of type entity 2 related to it, and vice versa. A relationship of one-to-many would mean that an entity of type entity 1 can have a number of associated entities of type entity 2, but a single element of entity 2 can be associated with only a single item of entity 1. The relationship of many-to-one is the reverse of one-to-many. Finally, a relationship of many-to-many means that an item of entity 1 can be related to many items of entity 2, and an item of entity 2 can be related to many items of entity 1. To make these relationships more clear and simple to understand, let's take more practical example on the next tutorial.